everybody, I'm Clint with Flatwater. We're the manufacturers of the line of SHARKHIDE products, and today I'm here to talk to you about your aluminum boat trailer. If you're lucky enough to get a new trailer, they come from the factory a real nice looking hard coat anodized finish. They're really nice, pleasant looking, but unless you treat them, just in a matter of a year, they're going to look horrible. So what I want to do is walk you through the steps of prepping and applying SHARKHIDE metal protectant to your new aluminum boat trailer. You do this now when the boat trailer's new with minimal maintenance, maybe a recoat once every 2 to 3 years or so. This trailer will never look like it's been dipped in the water. It'll look just like it does the day it's brand new for years to come. So let's get started. We'll show you how to get this thing cleaned up and ready to go. Step one in protecting your trailer is going to be preparing the trailer itself for the SHARKHIDE. So that's actually pretty simple. All you're going to do is you're going to get a bucket of hot, steamy water, give it a good squirt of Dawn dishwashing liquid. You can use sponges, you can use wash mitts, whatever you want. But what you want to do is give the trailer a good scrub down. Just hot soapy water, scrub it, rinse it, chamois off the water spots. Now, in these bolt-together trailers, there's kind of an issue where you have cross members that bolt to frame rails and things such as that, a lot of U-bolts and things. I found something that's really helpful. Come back with a leaf blower and blow into all those areas. That forces the water out of those areas, so then you can come back and chamois them off, because we cannot have any water present when we apply the metal protectant. So again, all you got to do, a bucket of hot water, a good squirt of Dawn dishwashing liquid, scrub the trailer frame down, rinse it real good, take a leaf blower if you've got one, blow out all the nooks and crannies. Then you want to take just an automotive chamois off all the water spots, then just let it set for about an hour to air dry. Now that's all you have to do to prepare it. The next step will be applying the metal protectant. All right, we're done with the preparation. We've taken our bucket of hot water, we've scrubbed the trailer down real good, we rinsed it, we've taken our leaf blower, we've blown out around all the U-bolts and little nooks and crannies, stuff like that. We've blown all the trapped water out, we chamoised everything off, and now we're ready to move on to the application of the metal protectant. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is the importance of this cloth. This is a bird's eye weave, flat fold, 100% cotton cloth. And the reason we use this is this cloth lays down a perfect sheet of SHARKHIDE as you wipe it on. Any other cloth, you're going to run into all kind of problems as far as cloth drying out. You're going to leave textured lines and all. If you get a bird's eye weave flat fold cloth, you have the potential of a perfect coat every time. So I can't stress enough, this is what you're looking for. We stock them and sell them on our website. You can go out on your own and find them, but again, can't say this too much, look for a bird's eye weave, flat fold, 100% cotton. Okay, so now moving on to the SHARKHIDE. Trailers like this, because of the complexity, they're awful busy. They got lots of U-bolts, cross members bolted to frame members, things like that. So when you fold your cloth up, you have a hard time reaching into all these little tight spots. So that's where our SHARKHIDE aerosol comes in. The aerosol, we take it and we cut things in first, kind of like you're painting a room. You cut in little areas, windowsills and trim work first, then you come back and do the main job. Well, same with this. So we're going to take our SHARKHIDE aerosol and we're going to spray around all the U-bolts, all the intersections where cross members bolt to frame rails, all the hard to get to spots that we can't effectively reach with this cloth. So on a trailer this size, it's kind of deceiving. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but this trailer is going to take more SHARKHIDE to coat it than the pontoon boat that it's designed to carry. When you get into trailers like this, you're going to look at least 2, if not 3 cans of aerosol. That'll be enough to handle your 2 real good coats, and then anywhere from 1 to 2 quarts of the metal protectant. So the goal is at the end of this job, we're going to put our first coat on today, then we're going to let it set and cure. Now, dry time is in seconds. From the time we apply till the time the SHARKHIDE's dry is roughly 60 seconds. But you're going to want to let it set and cure for 2 to 3 days before you come back and do your second coat. So again, a lot of people say, why a second coat? I was real careful on my first one. I got everything. When you miss a spot on here, and I don't care how many you've done, especially something this complex, you're going to miss dozens and dozens of spots, but they're not going to be big frame section areas. They're going to be little corners, nooks and crannies, things that you missed. And then a year later, it's going to darken up and look horrible against an otherwise perfect trailer. So we always do 2 coats. Put our first coat on, it dries in seconds, but we let it cure for 2 to 3 days. Then we'll come back and do a second coat, just like we did the first. All right, well, now you got an idea of the items you're going to need to do the coating. So what do you say we get going and get this trailer coated? All right, the first part of our application, like I said, we're going to take our aerosols and we're going to get into all these real tight, little hard to reach spots that we can't get with our larger cloth. So what we're going to do is we're going to start down here by these U-bolts, and inside the frame rail, there's stainless nuts in here. We spray in around the joints like that. We spray in around the U-bolts. Don't be afraid to get sloppy with it because it's not going to make any difference. When you come back with your coat that you wipe on, you're going to blend right up against this stuff, and you'll never notice that there was a run or a sag. But be generous with it, because what you're doing is you're soaking into these little areas, like behind the U-bolts, things like that. Just let it run. It doesn't make any difference because that's all going to clear up later. So get anywhere that you think water can seep into and spray it down real good. All right, get down under here. And we'll go around the entire boat just like that. We'll do every joint on the whole boat until we got them all done. We get them cut in with this. Then we're going to move on to the wipe-on portion. All right, let's get busy. One of the things I want you guys to key on would be your suspension components. If you got leaf springs, something like that, you can do the leaf springs, equalizers, things like that. These happen to be torsion axles. A weak spot on a lot of these torsion axles is where the square torsion hub enters the axle housing. So what we want to do is we want to make sure you take your aerosol and really load this area up. Load up your suspension components, and also this trailer is equipped with hydraulic disc brakes. We're going to do the calipers, we're going to do the brackets, the mounts. Try to stay off the friction surfaces. Those don't need to be done, obviously. But everything else in there, you really want to get it good. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but what we do is we reach up in here with our aerosol, and you can soak the back of the hub, you can soak the trailing arm. The more SHARKHIDE you get on that, the better off you are. This will help ward off rust for some time, okay? So that's on the suspension components. So up here on the brake axle, we're going to be spraying the caliper real good. Soak everything down, the bracket, the mount, caliper mount. And again, you want to make sure you get the trailing arm on your suspension real good. Just soak it down. You can't put too much on. That'll help protect you from rust for some time to come. And again, on your hydraulic brake line fittings, don't forget those as well. All right, so we're going to continue on and get the rest of these U-bolts and brackets done. All right, well here, this is the final step. We've taken our aerosol and we've gone all over all these little tight spots, all these nooks and crannies, U-bolts, nuts, bolts, what have you. Took about 2.5 cans of aerosol to cover all that, but we've got it all done. We're ready to go now. With the final step is we're going to wipe on the open frame rails and the fenders. All right, so wanted to show you the way we fold this cloth up. You want all the loose ends folded inward. You want a nice, comfortable fit in the palm of your hand. And the way we do this is we'll take our SHARKHIDE and we dribble it all over the face of the cloth very slowly, because what you want to do is you want to wet down every square inch of the cloth. You don't want any dry corners, dry edges, things like that. You put a fair amount on here. You know, you're going to put enough on here to get the cloth wet all the way to the back side of the cloth. So if you look, it should be, yeah, see, it's just starting to get through the back of the cloth into my hand. So the cloth is nice and heavy, nice and loaded with the metal protectant. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start and we're going to do the top of the main frame rail. And then once we get that done, I want to show you, we're going to have to use a different technique for the fenders. But all you do with this, settle the cloth in, and in one fluid movement. You never stop. You just go all the way down your frame rail. You can go up to about 10 feet in any direction. So we'll stop right there. Now what you do is you want to do the underside of your flange. You want to do the webbing. Make sure you wipe that down real good. Now see how we can go right past our U-bolts, because we've already done those with the aerosol. So see, you wipe it down like that. Single swipes. You don't have to rub it in or anything of the sort, just a single swipe, and that's all you do. Now, we'll get the rest of this frame rail here. Your cloth, okay, we'll wipe the webbing down here. And that's it, that's one coat. Now we're gonna move on now. I wanna show you real quick while we're in this area. When you're wiping smooth aluminum, you make one single pass, and that's all you do. You don't go back and forth over it. You've only got seconds before the SHARKHIDE begins to dry. So we're gonna put a little more product on there for replace what we've taken off. But now when we do diamond plate, this is a completely different type of surface, obviously. So we can't go just one way. If we went one way, it would hit this side of the diamond, skip over and not contact until much further down. So when diamond plate's involved, here's the technique for that. Settle your cloth in. We go up to about 6 feet, and then we come right back in the same path. We scoot over. We'll go to the far end, right back in the same path. So what we're doing here is we're getting both sides of the diamonds as we wipe this on. Now, you notice you're going to see bubbles, things like that. You're going to see lines behind the diamonds. Walk away from that for a few minutes, come back, and it's going to look completely different. But that's how you do your diamond plate. So when we do the wheels, we've already sprayed around the lugs and the centers with the aerosol. So now we're just coming back and we're just basically giving a good liberal wiping of the rim, and that'll prevent those rims from rusting. Yes, this works great for especially aluminum wheels. You'll see the biggest results with aluminum wheels as far as protection. But these are just cheap galvanized steel wheels, and that'll protect that galvanizing from rusting for quite a few years. All right, everybody, that's all that's involved with doing your trailer. We've got our first coat on now. It's already dry. The SHARKHIDE will dry in temperatures like this. Like I said, about 60 seconds, the trailer's bone dry. Now I'm gonna let it set for 2 to 3 days to cure. Then I'm gonna come back and put my second coat on. That'll hit all the spots that I missed, and then I won't have to worry that the first time I dip the trailer, it's not gonna start oxidizing on me. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is what to expect now. All right, you've got 2 good coats of SHARKHIDE on your trailer. You'll be able to back this thing in and out of fresh water, brackish, salt water, doesn't make any difference. One is no more harsh on SHARKHIDE than the other. Saltwater guys, typically, I see you rinse your gear down, that's good. Continue to rinse it down. If you like to use salt away, that's fine, that won't hurt the SHARKHIDE. What you can expect is if you never ever put another coat of SHARKHIDE on this trailer, 3 to 7 years before it begins to wear through in spots. But you don't want to do that. I mean, you've got a nice looking trailer, it's brand new looking. What I urge people to do is once a year or once every other year, give the boat trailer a good scrub down, just like we did in the beginning. Warm soapy water, scrub it, rinse it, all that. Swipe on another coat of SHARKHIDE. SHARKHIDE is self-etching, so a new coat is going to melt right into the previous coat. So there's no need for you to scuff it up or sand it. All you're going to do is break out your quart of SHARKHIDE, one of your extra cloths, swipe right over the old stuff, and you're good to go for another couple of years. Think of it as preventive maintenance, no different than changing the oil in your car or truck. You know, it's a small price to pay to keep this thing looking this new pretty much indefinitely. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. I'm around 7 days a week. And if you need to get your SHARKHIDE ordered, go to www.sharkhide.com, get your order placed. We ship the same day. Again, thanks for watching.